Guys, there's a lot going on. I'm sure all of us are sick of this, but let's go ahead and actually kind of dig into the actual story itself. And for those who do not know, let's just go ahead and kind of backtrack and see exactly where we are currently, right? So the Winder school shooting, right, took place on September 4th, 2024, right, at the Appalachian High School in Winder, Georgia. A 14-year-old student, his name is Colt Gray, opened fired, deleting, let's say, 4 people, okay, 2 teachers, 2 students, and injuring 9 others. This tragedy basically prompted a very swift response, and a lot of this is due to the fact that they were recently giving some type of technology, let's say in a place of a card, where they can just call, push the button, and basically the police would know exactly where they are in the building and exactly what there's an emergency happening, come fast, basically, right? And they were able to basically arrest Colt Gray extremely fast, okay, luckily, right, before he could do actually more damage, right? So now a community vigil is actually there. Students and teachers are mourning there, guys, right? The victims, bringing together the community itself, obviously, right? But all right, let's go ahead and see where we are now. Apparently, there's going to be more being added to the story. Hopefully, we can find an actual motive. I've still yet to come across reasoning for this, but is there even any way you can give any type of reasoning towards this, guys? It's becoming entirely too repetitive, guys. One interesting thing about this case is, though, the father himself is being implicated in this. All right. Now, the news story, the mother has something to do with this also, but not obviously that itself. It sounds like the mother tried to warn the school, and the school, I guess, just didn't take it, I guess, serious or something. I don't know, guys. We're about to find out. The name of the video is the Georgia school shooter's mother was warned the day of the shooting. Let's go and check it out. It's a suggestion via Discord, guys. Let's jump into it.
Now to the Georgia school shooting, and we are learning much more now about what happened that morning. The alleged shooter's mom reportedly calling the school with a...
No. Alleged shooter? Can we stop using that? I mean, we know that it was him. We know that he did this. I think that's extremely disrespectful to the actual victims, the people that were there, the kids that are going to be traumatized the rest of their life for having to be involved in something that they thought basically would never happen to them in the state of Georgia. Okay, so let's move on past the alleged. We know it was him. It was him who was caught with the gun. What are we doing here? You're not saving anyone by saying this allegedly happened. Instead, you're just, again, disrespecting the people that were, taken off the earth, guys.
Now to the Georgia school shooting, and we are learning much more now about what happened that morning. The alleged shooter's mom reportedly calling the school with a warning just a half hour before that shooting. And ABC's Faith Abube is in Winder, Georgia this morning. Good morning, Faith.
Yeah, good morning to you, Gio. Lots of questions this morning about whether the suspect's mother called the school with an ominous warning the morning of the shooting. This as we're also learning that the suspect allegedly shot 13 people in just over a minute.
If it wasn't him, then who did it? Right? If it wasn't him, then who did it? He allegedly did this? 13 people. He allegedly did this.
Learning that the suspect allegedly shot 13 people in just over a minute. This morning, new details emerging about the suspect in the Georgia high school shooting from family members and a classmate about what they say happened the morning of the shooting. Colt Gray's aunt telling ABC News details first reported in the Washington Post that the 14-year-old's mother called a school counselor the morning of the shooting to warn them about an extreme emergency. The Post reporting that the suspect's mother texted her sister, saying she told the school counselor to go immediately and find her son to check on him. The 10-minute call apparently came at 9:50 a.m., according to the suspect's aunt, nearly a half hour before the suspect allegedly opened fire.
You don't think the kid that sits next to you in class is just gonna shoot up your school one day?
16-year-old Lila Sayarith says the suspect walked out of her class minutes later, appearing back at the classroom door, trying to get back in. Barrow County Sheriff Judge Smith confirming the shooting lasted about a minute. According to authorities, 2 school resource officers then finding the suspect, allegedly holding an AR-15 style rifle.
They ended the carnage at that distance. With what he had and what we had, It was a no-win situation.
Smith says local law enforcement agents quickly arrived at the scene thanks to an emergency alert system the county installed just 1 week earlier. That system, a badge given to each
the
teacher
badges.
with a button on it like this one. When pushed, it acts like GPS, pinpointing exactly where the emergency is happening in the building.
26 teachers hit that button. It's a school.
Wow.
It's not supposed to happen.
Wow.
It's supposed to be a safe place for kids.
Supposed to be.
And the sheriff says he's not aware of any alleged phone calls to the school warning them before the shooting. The school district declined to comment. In the meantime, though, the suspect was in court on Friday, but did not enter a plea. Janae?
Certainly raising even more questions. Faith, thank you.
Now to the Georgia.
Oh, good, guys. Yeah, I'm really against the concept of just saying allegedly, specifically when it comes to instances like this, guys. We know for a fact, factually, he had that firearm in school and he was using it. I mean, maybe they're saying it to, I don't know, guys. Maybe they'll get sued if he comes up innocent. How is he going to come up innocent, bro? How? All right, how? I'm sick of it. I know you guys are sick of it. But all right, guys, this is where we are. Of course, the school district is not actually going to say that they received the call, right? Why would they say that? Because then they are now liable for that, aren't they? Right? The mother called and warned. Why did you let the kid go to school? Right? Why did you do that? Like, obviously, if you realize and recognize that there is something wrong with your son, maybe he shouldn't be in public. I mean, that's your responsibility at the end of the day, right? He's not an adult yet. He's 14 years old. There comes a time where you have to look at your kid and be like, okay, maybe this isn't for you anymore, right? We need to get to the point where you treat school as if it's a place to learn and become better, not just specifically a place where you house your kid during the day so you can do whatever you want to do or go to work, right? There needs to come a time, right? Listen, maybe his plan was somewhere else, right? His goals in life did not align to that. There's something wrong. And all I can do is sit here and assume. I'm sure like everyone right now, right? I mean, for some reason, we're not getting any details on this one. We're not getting any details on the kid that tried to take out Trump, guys. We're not getting details lately, guys. And I think these details are excessively important. Absolutely. But all right, guys, listen, do I think that the mother should have any charges brought against her? Probably not, because I'm sure she wasn't the one that was completely 100% fine with the kid actually owning a firearm. I said in a previous video, guys, the concept of owning a gun in spirit is I'm pretty sure, pretty common in the state of Georgia. My son owned a gun in spirit. Did he, like, for example, that's my gun. But that's your gun whenever we go to the range. Okay, that's your gun. Does it mean specifically that I'm going to ever allow you to have that gun outside the range? No chance. That's being locked up immediately. You will never touch it. Right? If we are not going for going somewhere for a specific reason, sorry, bro, you can't have it. That's not yours. Right? You have no access to the copious amounts of firearms in the house. You have none. You have no access. What do you mean by that? You took, like, a lot of these instances happen when they end up taking someone else's gun, but it's just like, how did they get it? Right? Like, you're responsible for that. You're absolutely responsible for your kid finding and basically having your gun. You're responsible for that. But all right, listen, guys. You guys all have an absolutely amazing day. Enjoy your day thoroughly. Guys, before we go, are you guys subscribed to the other channels? Logical Movie Reviews with Mr. L. Boyd, along with Mr. L. Boyd Music. Both are found in the description. Check it out.